Capital Square is a big player in the 1031 exchange marketplace, and they have I think they have quite a few different qualified opportunity zone funds. Is that right, James? How are you doing today? Good to see you.
Hey, I'm doing great, Jimmy. Great meeting you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for putting all this together. Yeah, we have this is our sixth offering, so we're very fortunate. Even during COVID, we had some great success in not only funding but getting started on some projects as well.
Excellent, tremendous. Well, I'll turn it over to you, James. You've got 10 minutes. Hit the ground running, and hopefully we could save time for one or two questions toward the end here. All right, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the interesting things about me is I hate being late and I hate it when others are late. So hopefully I can keep this to 10 minutes and I'll do my timer as well. But good afternoon, everybody. My name is James Brunger. I am Executive Vice President of Capital Square. I run distribution sales. In addition to a number of other things, I sit on the development committee, executive management committee, as well as the asset or investment committee. So I'm very excited to be joining you today. Capital Square, we are a $3 billion AUM firm. As Jimmy noted, we are the second largest syndicator of 1031 programs called Delaware Statutory Trusts. We have 15 years of history as a development company as well. And for a tax-advantaged real estate company, economic opportunity zones were a natural progression for us, especially on the development side. We were thrilled when the legislation came around, and frankly, very thrilled simply for the fact that a lot of the projects that we had already identified, frankly, under LOI or owned land, ended up being designated. So most of our projects have been great real estate deals. Quick note on the agenda, it does say multi-asset. We are not a multi-asset firm. Even in everything we do, we really are single asset, and especially in the opportunity zones, we are a single asset. This project is a single asset, multifamily, 297 unit multifamily tower in the heart of Raleigh, North Carolina. An interesting note, out of our $3 billion in assets, about 70% are multifamily assets located in the southeastern United States or Texas. That's core to who we are, core to what we do, especially secondary and tertiary markets. So non-gateway cities, really our specialty. We know the markets well, we know the brokers well, we know the real estate well, we know what's going on in those markets from the ground up. Raleigh is a very natural progression. We own quite a bit throughout North Carolina, and especially in this area. So introducing the project real quick for you. This is, as I said, a 297 unit multifamily tower right in the heart of Raleigh. Back up on the site, you can see where the site is. Just to give note, this is the center of downtown Raleigh, the BB&T building, largest office tower. This is the convention center, Red Hat Amphitheater. Our site will look down on the Red Hat Amphitheater, just across from the train tracks. So really an outstanding location, 437, about a 1.3 per unit parking with 16,000 feet of ground floor retail. This will be a Class A, highly amenitized, both interior unit as well as exterior common areas. It is a trophy asset located at 320 West South Street, which is in the warehouse district of Raleigh. An area based on the 2010 census data that was undercapitalized. Since 2010, there has been some capital moving into this specific area as reurbanization of downtown continues in Raleigh, namely because of some of the job growth that we've seen. Since we are short on time, we want to dig right into the offering details. This is a $48 million offering, about 100 and so on the build total, 93 million on our GMP for the total construction cost, just over 93 actually. $100,000 minimum open to accredited investors. We have taken less than that, but without fail, our average is right about 235,000 per investors. We do service over 3,000 investors, and this is our sixth opportunity zone fund. So we have been successful in continuing to raise throughout COVID. And thank you to anybody on the phone that's invested with us before. This does carry a 7% preferred return compounded annually. Hopefully that's a little bit different than some of the previous presenters, but a cumulative preferred compounded return. We do have a tier split after that, a 90-10 split, up to 11%. After 11, we go 80-20. and after up to 16, and after that we go 50-50. We are targeting net IRRs, not including tax benefit, in the mid-teens range, just below 15. Loan to value is 65%. Already have some great indications on our construction financing. We will hold obviously for 10 years. And we will also have this, as you can see, upon liquidation, manager be required to pay back any distribution. So a typical structure of what you've seen, a very good deal, an incredible real estate in the heart of Raleigh. We do have a local architect, J.M. Davis, who has been signed on, and a builder who's known well throughout the Mid-Atlantic and Southeastern United States, W.M. Jordan. We have started raising funds. This did just recently launch and open on 7/19. On our $48 million raise, to note, Capital Square will move in as a co-invest at 5%, and executives at Capital Square will represent another 2.5%. So 7.5% between corporate co-invest, as well as 2.5% from executives at Capital Square. We'll be investing side by side with the investors in this fund. We started the raise on July 19th. Thank you if you're on the phone. For those of you who already invested, we're at 4.5 million raised, 10% down, 90% to go, which is great, or actually 80% if you take the co-invest. We will and are targeted to break ground on April 1st of 2022. We do have this fully entitled. There's some final details in some of the construction, but we do have the GMP, as we said, in place. So this is pretty well set in stone. We may actually start demolition before the end of this year, which is great. We have been on time and are delivering actually faster than scheduled and below budget on all of our other projects. To note, I'll give you the address again, but at capitalsquare1031.com, you can check out our other OZ projects, construction cameras, also just get a better feel for us as a company. Here's the target apartment mix, getting a little bit more detail. You'll see this really is a millennial Gen Z magnet, although baby boomers are making up a significant number of empty nesters moving into this area, and specifically downtown Raleigh. A lot of the opportunities, or a lot of the housing solutions that have been within this area have been condos. There really aren't a lot of apartments, especially on the south side of downtown. So we do expect some pretty good demand here. You can see our average square footage, especially at the 3 bedrooms. Not a lot of them, but very, very large and highly amenitized. Great, really a Class A project all the way through and through. We do expect to deliver the project. As I said, groundbreaking is official in April of next year, 2022, with a delivery date of June 30th of 2024. So really about 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we expect to fully deliver. We do expect to stabilize right at about April 1st of 2025. I bring that up only simply because we do have a 40 to 50% cash out refinance, so tax-free cash out refinance as our target. That target timeframe is right again at April of 2025. We will also start quarterly distributions at that point, targeted to be between 5.5% and 6.5%. We expect that to be more than enough to offset any tax liability that should be paid on April 1st of 2027. Or I'm sorry, April 15th of 2027, obviously tax year 2026. You don't have to write the check until April. So ideally, we have plenty of time frame on our cash out refinance with that 40 to 50% to be able to give you the opportunity to more than offset your tax bill. Just a couple of quick highlights on Raleigh. I think it might be on everybody's radar. A number of top universities throughout the area, massive job growth that continues, a lot of it tech-based, really higher end jobs and opportunities that continue through a very favorable business climate. North Carolina falling just below our home state of Virginia is one of the best to do business in. Virginia ranked #1 state to do business in. Want to give a little plug there. North Carolina is in the top 5, year in, year out, but really the top 5 last year as well. One big note, Apple has announced they will be moving 3,000 employees and creating a new campus in Raleigh. So really excited to be able to take advantage of what we see is not only very good, stable rent growth. You do see some challenges on rent growth during COVID, still held up extremely well on a comparative basis. But then beyond that, on inflation, 2-year 2 to 5 year forecast as measured by CoStar as well as Yardi, above that 3% with that 10-year above 2.5% rent growth. This project itself, we expect to be able to deliver slightly above that, just to give you a little more scale and forecasted downtown rent growth. And the main reason why there really is no supply for housing in downtown Raleigh, and really no supply like this. Just wrapping up with the 2 minutes that I have, Capital Square, $3 billion. It's led by Mr. Louis Rogers. He has over $6 billion in total real estate transaction, primarily in the 1031 space. Our developer, lead developer, and EVP of development, Mr. Adam Stiefel, with 15 years and over $400 million of real estate development, primarily multifamily, located in the Mid-Atlantic and Southeastern United States. Chief Investment Officer, Head of Strategy, is Mr. Whit Huffman. He was at JBG Smith, a $4.5 billion public company with $650 million of multifamily development under his belt, and Jake Baum, who is our development manager, also very skilled and experienced, 15 years with Adam in particular. One thing to note, both Jake and Whit do have their masters from Georgetown. We are a 74 employee firm located in Richmond, a number of masters specifically focused inside of real estate, internal legal, asset management, you name it, we've got it all. So very thrilled to be here presenting to you to bring this project out. It is extremely favorable location just on a real estate basis. I'm going to pull up, if I can, real quick, our contact information, Jimmy. That way, if anybody wants to call me, feel free to reach out directly. Our website, again, capitalsquare1031.com. We do have all of our projects, OZ projects, construction cameras listed there. And also anybody who's in the 1031 space might as well take a look at our offerings that we have available for you if you're looking for an exchange as well. So thank you, Jimmy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, James. We're right on time. We got time for 1 or 2 questions here. Apologies for the mistake on the agenda. I already fixed it just as you were talking. So it is now listed as single asset in Raleigh. I got confused because I know you guys did multiple deals, but this particular fund does focus on this single asset. Thanks for.
You had a busy day. You know, sometimes that happens when you're stacked up as much as you are.
Exactly. Quick question here. Are there any incentives for investors who invest early in your fund?
No, except for the fact that the preferred return starts on the day that you invest. So obviously, if you're in early, you're going to get that preferred return starting to accrue. Again, it does accrue on a compounded basis annually as well.
Good. Yeah, Charles asked in the chat earlier, and I think you answered this. I think the answer is yes. You do have GMP contracts already set. Is that correct?
We do, and the total is about just under 94 million. Quite honestly, we have internal construction management as well, led by SVP Mike Ollinger, great deep history engineer, masters as well. Fortunately, everybody behind me is a lot smarter than I am, but they, he thinks he'll be able to deliver just over 90.5 million while still keeping the quality at the Class A plus that we expect to deliver.
Terrific. And then last question for you, and I'll cut you loose here. How do you pick your construction partners? How many do you have? And how do you incorporate their fees?
Yeah, so WM Jordan this is our first time actually working with them. So we have a full pro forma. This offering is a 506C Reg B. The full pro forma goes through everything, including all the construction outline and the costs as we see. Full pro forma projections, analysis, cash out, timeframes, you name it, everything. In this case, we do a best bid contract. We meet directly with all the builders. Frankly, we do like to work with builders that have a good history in our core market, Southeastern United States. We've known WM Jordan. They are our partner on this project in particular, and other ones we've chosen. We've co-GP'd a project with Greystar. In that case, it was actually Greystar leading the choice. But we generally do a 3-bid contract, take a look, and then also look at reputation and history and what they've been able to deliver. Frankly, on time, right? Time, it means everything. You want to be able to deliver on time, get the stabilization faster, get the refinance faster, get the distributions faster. Oh, one thing I do want to note, if I can, we do provide cost segregation studies and allow for when we hit stabilization. So the question on depreciation, which is an amazing benefit to OZ, again, depreciation recapture, also tax-free at the sale. We will have a cost segregation study for everybody to be able to work with their tax professional to accelerate and maximize the benefit of depreciation available in this project. So last thing I wanted to know. Thanks.
Terrific. Appreciate that. James Brunger from Capital Square, thanks for being here with us today. I'm going to cut you loose. We got to turn it over to our next presenter, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Be safe. Thank you.
You as well.